Top of the morning to you. Not my story, but a story related to me by my friend, MF, about his father, FF. For context and relevance, MF and I are boomers, and this story took place in the 1950s. During the 1950s, a hat, usually a fedora, was part of everyday business attire, and was worn while outside. JFK's inauguration in 1961 was the beginning of the end for this style trend. FF was an engineer and spent most of his time working in an office doing design work. When in the office, all engineers were required to wear business attire, and that meant wearing a hat to work. FF's manager, let's call him Irritating Manager or IM, was not a particularly bad manager, but he was a perfectionist, not a bad trait for an engineer, and tended towards micromanaging, which FF and other engineers found to be irritating. One day, IM came into work with a new fedora that he was particularly proud of and showed it off to the whole office. FF, seeing an opportunity to use IM's perfectionism against him and get a little petty revenge, went out that same day and bought 2 hats exactly like the one IM bought, with one exception: the sizes were different. One hat was 1 size smaller, and the other was 1 size larger than the one IM purchased. He cut the size tags out these 2 hats, and when he had the opportunity, he cut the size tag out of IM's hat. About twice a week, FF would swap out IM's hat with one of a different size. Whenever IM put on a hat that was not the right size, he would take it off and put it on a few times and grumble to himself about it not feeling right and wonder if his head had either swollen or shrunk. When he wore the wrong size hat home, he would come in the next day and do the same thing before he hung it up. Most of the office was aware of the prank, and it became a routine for most everyone to surreptitiously watch to see if it was going to be one of those days whenever IM came in or went home. This went on for about a year until IM purchased a new hat. IM never caught on.